places more sanctions on Russia as another day of fighting in Ukraine ends with Russia taking control of Europe's largest nuclear power plant. And today marks the 24th anniversary of the murder of the Dane County priest, why investigators are not giving up on catching his killer. This is News 3 Now at noon. As the attacks on Ukraine continue, Russian forces now have control over Europe's largest nuclear power plant. Natalie Brand has the latest.
The International Atomic Energy Agency is closely monitoring a nuclear power plant in Ukraine after Russian forces attacked the facility. A shell slammed into a nearby building, sparking a fire.
We, of course, are fortunate that there was no release of radiation and that the integrity of the reactors in themselves was not compromised.
The U.S. Embassy in Kyiv called it a war crime, saying Putin's shelling of Europe's largest nuclear plant takes his reign of terror one step further.
The Russians have not been very discriminate in the way they're going about this military campaign, and they aren't known for accuracy and for precision, and certainly this is an example of just how dangerous this can get.
The Russians also released video showing they've taken control of Kherson, the first major city to be seized.
We have numerous cases, unfortunately, when Russian soldiers rape women in the Ukrainian cities.
The Pentagon says Russian forces may now be in a position to encircle an even bigger target, the critical port city of Odessa. President Biden is meeting with Finland's president at the White House this afternoon. Finland normally stays neutral and is not a member of NATO, but it's among neighboring countries growing increasingly concerned.
Wars like this just don't stay within boundaries, within borders. It's going to bleed over.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Brussels for meetings with NATO allies.
Ours is a defensive alliance. We seek no conflict. But if conflict comes to us, we're ready for it. And we will defend every inch of NATO territory.
Russia and Ukraine are expected to meet again on Monday for another round of talks. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
And UN Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg warned today that he foresees the war in Ukraine getting worse over the coming days as Russia expands their attack and brings in heavier weaponry. The Biden administration is tightening the economic screws on Russia, President Putin and his billionaire allies, with a new round of sanctions. Some of Russia's wealthiest oligarchs and their families are being cut off from U.S. banking and their assets here. More than a dozen others are also facing visa restrictions. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is addressing the growing refugee crisis, announcing some 75,000 Ukrainians in the U.S. as of Tuesday can now stay an additional 18 months. And Finland's president is visiting the White House today. A notable visit because the historically neutral country is now considering joining NATO. Google has suspended all advertising in Russia. The company released a statement about the move, saying it was in light of the extraordinary circumstances taking place right now. The decision covers all Google's ad surfaces in Russia, including Google Display Advertising, YouTube, and search engines. The move follows a similar decision by Twitter last week to suspend advertising in both Russia and Ukraine. Google and Meta had both already taken steps to prevent Russian state media from running ads on their respective platforms. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Austin has a look at our weekend forecast. It's going to be kind of warm tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really going to start to heat things up tomorrow. We have a high right now of 60 degrees, but outside right now, we're already starting to see some of those milder conditions returning. 36 currently outside. A little bit breezy, however, out of the southeast at around 13 miles per hour. That is helping to increase our temperatures, but it makes for a pretty breezy day out there. Now, our Doppler track is staying dry, and we're going to see mostly cloudy skies yet again, but we're not going to see the precipitation here for today. Staying dry throughout much of today. Later on tonight, there is going to be a chance to see a few rain showers moving through. Temperatures at 36 degrees, but it's pretty much as cold as it's going to get over these next 24 hours or so because the temperatures will really crank up even overnight tonight. Wind speeds between around 10 and 15 miles per hour for a lot of our communities, and the evening planner staying dry with those middle to upper 30s, but that's about as cold as it's going to get tonight. We are going to warm things up, and then temperatures rise to the 60s tomorrow. tomorrow. But what about that thunderstorm chance tomorrow? We have seen some minor changes there with that, but I'll have all the updates that you'll need to know coming up a little bit later on.
All right, Austin, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, today marks 24 years since one of Dane County's most high-profile unsolved cases, the murder of Father Alfred Coons. On March 4th, 1998, Father Coons was found dead in the hallway of St. Michael's School near his living quarters by a teacher arriving for work. His throat was cut. There was evidence of a struggle. Authorities have said they have a list of possible suspects, but no arrests were ever made. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says it continues to investigate the murder to this day, and investigators still believe they can bring justice to whoever killed Father Coons. A Milwaukee man is accused of secretly videotaping hundreds of people inside locker rooms at Wisconsin athletic clubs. An arrest warrant has been issued for 33-year-old Peng Dong, who's charged with 15 felonies in Milwaukee County. The charges involve clubs in Wauwatosa, Glendale, and Brookfield. Police say more than 500 people were recorded. Prosecutors say some of the recordings date back to 2019. New at noon, the U.S. Supreme Court has reinstated the death sentence for the convicted Boston Marathon bomber. With a 6-3 vote, the justices agreed with the Biden administration's arguments that a federal appeals court was wrong to throw out the death sentence a jury imposed on Yohar Tsarnaev. Three spectators and a police officer died in the 2013 bombing that Tsarnaev and his brother were responsible for. His older brother died in a gunfight with police. Many of us enjoy an occasional glass of wine with dinner or a drink to wind down at the end of the day. But now a new study finds even a few beers or glasses of wine a week may also be risky. Previous research shows that people who drink heavily have changes in the structure and size of the brain and are associated with cognitive impairments. Dr. Henry Kranzler and researchers from the University of Pennsylvania looked at data on more than 36,000 adults and found light to moderate drinking was associated with reductions in overall brain volume.
It's reasonable to have a small amount of alcohol, but I would discourage people from drinking more than 1 or 2 drinks on any occasion, and no more than probably 7 drinks on average in a week.
CDC data shows 2 in 3 adult drinkers report drinking above moderate levels at least once a month. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
The labor market kicks into high gear, and a case of the munchies, America's snacking habits revealed. I'm Diane King Hall at the CBS Broadcast Center. Of those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
If you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pill after pill that just masks your ED. Fix it for good. We can make the difference. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
I like my smile. I like my smile after finishing the power swabs.
I think white teeth are absolute sexy magnets. I love it.
Power swabs have really made a huge difference on the entire quality and color of my teeth, and I'm very, very happy with them.
I've used strips and trays, and they both gave me really sensitive teeth for hot drinks, ice cream, anything hot or cold. Really, really sensitive teeth. With the power swabs, I've been using them for a week and nothing. I had hot coffee this morning and ice cream last night and no problems.
It is so fast. It is effective.
Great thing about power swabs is that it's just easy to use. To me, it's the best solution for teeth whitening on the market.
Introducing Power Swabs, the 5-minute stain removing and whitening treatment. Apply the Step 1 stain removing cleanser. Use the swab to get in between teeth, around edges, as the blue cleansing detergent is thin enough to get into pores to release stains. Open Swab 2. Duplicate the process. Instantly see up to a full 2-shade difference. That's powerful. Forget gooey trays. Save a fortune on electronics. Forget slippery strips. Imagine your teeth up to 6 shades whiter in a week. Call or visit us online now, and we'll send you the complete Power Swab system. 7 cleansing swabs. 7 Power Swab foaming whitening swabs. Thanks for celebrating hundreds of thousands of satisfied smiles. We're offering them to you right now for this incredible discount. We'll pay your shipping and handling. If you're not fully satisfied, even after day 1, return it for your money back. Laugh more. Smile more. Enjoy life more. Call right now or go online now, and we've been authorized for a limited time to include our on-the-go Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick. It's a $19.95 value, free. With this complete offer, you are saving over 40%. Call or go online now. Brighten your smile and your life now.
Steinhafel's biggest President's Day sale has been extended. There's still time to save big. Start with 35 to 55% off throughout the entire store. And then get great bonus buys like this accent chair, now just $99. A swivel bar stool, only $2.99. Beauty Rest Queen mattress, just $3.99. This queen bed, only $7.99. All this and so much more. Steinhafel's biggest President's Day sale ever has been extended. Relax, it's Steinhafel's.
Bounced back in a big way in February. According to the Labor Department, the economy grew by 678,000 jobs last month. That was much better than expected. And the nation's unemployment rate ticked down to 3.8%, which was also better than expected. Airbnb is suspending all operations in Russia and Belarus. The announcement came after Russia attacked a Ukrainian nuclear power plant. Now, earlier this week, Airbnb also said it is offering to help shelter up to 100,000 refugees who have fled Ukraine. Lower cost insulin may be headed to the U.S. thanks to one nonprofit drug maker. Civica RX says it plans to make and sell insulin for $30 a vial or less. That price is about 10 times cheaper than some brand name products. President Biden called for a price cap on insulin in his State of the Union address. If approved, Civica could start selling insulin products as early as 2024. And past the snacks, according to a new One Poll survey, nearly all Americans enjoy some afternoon nibbles to hold them over until dinner. Only 3% said they don't snack. 1 in 4 respondents said they refuel in the early afternoon, the most popular snacking time slot. But sometimes the clock doesn't matter. More than 2/3 said they reach for their go-to snacks when feeling stressed or anxious. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow is down 257 points. The NASDAQ off 215. The S&P 500 down 50. We're now seeing gas prices that haven't been seen in almost 10 years. The national average price for a regular gallon of gas climbed to $3.84 today. AAA says it's the highest in September of 2012 and rising at a pace we haven't seen since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Right now, the average price for regular gas in Madison is $3.52. 9 states are already paying more than $4 a gallon, and the national average expected to get there soon. There's still more ahead on News 3 Now at noon, including your ag numbers with Pam and a new resolution to end plastic pollution. Plus, it's going to feel like spring tomorrow, but we could see snow just a day later. Your complete forecast after the break.
Menards has what you need to keep your home safe. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected from emergencies. Grab a general use fire extinguisher. It lasts up to 12 years, and it adds an extra measure to protect you and your family at home. Save 11% on Kidde Home Safety products. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin.
Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts and tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Hi, everyone. The roller coaster of weather begins this weekend. The chance of severe thunderstorms arrives Saturday with temperatures in the 60s before the cold and chances for snow returns. Your certified most accurate forecast Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
When a local man lost close to $250,000 of his retirement savings to scammers, our Call for Action team helped recover every penny.
It does happen to a lot of people.
Leah Linscheid breaks down the steps to take so it doesn't happen to you. Sunday at 10. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what's happening on this Finally Friday. You know, it was a Gruyere cheese that yesterday captured the title of World Champion Cheese at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. And it wasn't just a cheese, it was a cheese that won for the second time. Now, that is very unusual. The cheese itself came from Mountain Dairy in Bern, Switzerland. Now, remember, I mentioned to you yesterday that we had 7 of the top 20 cheese finalists, cheese champions that came from Wisconsin, just 4 from Switzerland, but this one really did the jobs right. They said they had a total score on that Gruyere of 98.4 plus out of 100 points. If you want to see some of the pictures, pop on over to MidwestFarmReport.com or Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook. You know we're all about that kind of thing. Hey, I do want you to know that coming up next week, Friday, right around now, we'll find out who the identities of the finalists are to become Wisconsin's Alice in Dairyland 2022. Our own Julia Nunes has been quite the trooper. She has served as both the 73rd and 74th Alice in Dairyland. Now we're moving forward on the 75th. Dane County is going to be hosting the Alice in Dairyland finale coming up a little bit later in May, but we'll know who the finalists are next Friday. And you know, we were talking about cheese. I don't know if you realize it or if I mentioned it before. Keep an eye on the dairy markets and the Ukraine. Ukraine is about 11th in the world when it comes to the amount of cheese they import. So there's a news hook for you, too. Barrel cheese today in Chicago unchanged at $1.97. 40-pound block cheese up 4 3/4 at $2.15 a pound. Double A butter down a penny and a half at $2.68.5 per pound. Sure hope you have a great weekend. I bet that weather forecast is going to lead us to warmer temperatures. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, Pam, thank you. Have a great weekend as well. It's being called the most significant environmental pact since the Paris Climate Accord.
Every year, 11 million tons of plastic waste ends up in the oceans, threatening wildlife and littering beaches. Now the UN Environment Assembly is stepping up.
I see no objections. It is so decided.
To create a resolution aimed at ending plastic pollution.
It really was a landmark decision to have all of the countries of the world decide that they want to have a plastic treaty.
A negotiating committee will hold a series of meetings over the next 2 years to settle on a legally binding agreement, one that will put limits on the life cycle of plastics, from when and how they're made to how they're thrown away or recycled. What will change for the average person?
Definitely for the future, it will mean less pollution. It will also mean other products that have less plastic, and especially the useless plastics.
But it won't be without its challenges. The plastic production industry is valued at $522 billion.
We got to move beyond the plastic age. We don't want to go back to stone time, but we are smart and we can have something better than plastic waste.
Making a better future for our oceans and environment. Riley Carlson, CBS News, London.
The UN Environment Program says plastic production soared from 2 million tons in 1950 to nearly 350 million tons in 2017. We could see temperatures up to 60 tomorrow, but some storms may be moving in as well. Here's Austin with your complete weekend forecast.
Hey, you know, we can't ever just have a 60-degree sunny day at this time of the year, but we will see 60 degrees here for a lot of spots tomorrow. Quite a bit of some cloud cover and some rain showers moving through with some thunderstorms later on in the day. But a few things of note here. The 40s are returning here for today. Right now, we're in those middle to upper 30s, but those temperatures are still going to rise a little bit here over the next few hours. A stormy Saturday, especially later on in the day. We're still looking at plenty of dry periods throughout the day, especially the morning and early afternoon hours there on Saturday, with just a few chances to see some rain showers. But then later on in the day on Saturday, that's whenever those chances increase to see a little bit more rainfall and possibly some thunderstorms. And then afterwards, we're tracking our next round of snowfall. So it's pretty interesting to talk about 60 degrees and thunderstorms and even a potential for stronger storms. And then just a few days later, some snowfall. But that's exactly what we have in our forecast. Doppler track does look great right now, and that will be the case here for the rest of the day. It's been the case for most of this week here. We have really been in that pretty nice dry pattern for a good majority of this week. But what I'm still watching out for is that severe risk for Saturday. Now, the only real changes that we have seen is this marginal risk has been expanded just a bit here to our east and northeast. That slight risk also slightly expanded just a bit here, but still only encompassing just some of our south and southwestern communities. So we're not putting in the alert day right now. Still looking at a low chance to see those strong to severe thunderstorms. This green shaded area represents about a 5% chance to actually see a severe thunderstorm moving through that area. Now, the future track is going to show what we have in store here for the next 24 to 48 hours. Overnight tonight, we are going to start to see a few of those rain showers developing, especially after midnight. So before midnight, good to go. Even after midnight, most of us are still going to be good to go, but we are watching out for a bit of light mixed precipitation for some of our northernmost communities. Here in Dane County and a lot of other surrounding areas, don't have to worry about that. And then those temperatures are really just going to continue rising. So then for tomorrow, we're going to start out in the morning with those 40s, eventually the 50s, and then eventually the 60s will return. But then towards the afternoon and evening hours, we will start to see the development of some of those thunderstorms, and some of these could be on the stronger side of things. So that's what we're going to continue to watch out for, and then that's going to clear out of the area throughout those overnight hours. Most of Sunday does look to be dry, but we're going to lose those 60s. Temperatures are only going to rise back up to those upper 30s and low 40s. Our high temperature trend does cool back down, and even the very end of this forecast really actually shows cooler than average temperatures. So the 60s that we're expecting for tomorrow, really get out there and enjoy it. The end of our forecast is cooling down. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook shows a high probability of staying below average. And then even beyond that, we are likely going to stay well below average as well for those following few days. So the 60s tomorrow, it's not going to be raining all day. If you can sneak outside during one of those dry periods, I know that's what I'm going to do. The 10-day forecast does show that thunderstorm potential there for Saturday. I'd say the thunderstorms will really hold off until later on in the day, but there is still a potential to see some rain showers in the morning and early afternoon hours. And then Sunday, staying dry with a high of 43 degrees. It will be a little bit windy at times, however.
We could use some rain, get rid of all that sand that's everywhere.
That's right, and we are still so far below where we need to be. We're still technically in that drought phase, so we could use that precipitation here.
Whatever comes down. All right, we'll enjoy the 60s. Thank you, Austin. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Howard's got the slow cooker out in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today, we're sharing a stress-free way for you to feed your family after a long day. You're gonna love it.
3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
Guys, do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Now there's great news. Peak Performance for Men will help you regain your performance and confidence naturally. Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, clinically shown to open up and regrow blood vessels, restoring normal and natural functionability where it counts most. There are no needles, no surgery, and best of all, no pain. Call now and receive an ultrasound, your initial consultation, all for free, and over $300 value. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry.
with honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Some of us are just driven to succeed, to make it to the top and stay there. We drive towards success at everything we do. Always striving, fueled by passion, integrity, and work ethic. Because to us, success means accepting nothing less than being the best. And making sure you're surrounded by a team who is at the top of the leaderboard, like Hy-Vee.
Doing great, Jack.
Hy-Vee's commitment to excellence, their insistence on only the highest standards, and their drive to be the best means when it comes to fresh food, they know fresh. And here's a simple takeaway. If you think you can find any better, then you don't know Hy-Vee, and you don't know Jack.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
The last thing we want to do after a long day is worry about what to make for dinner. Although we have lots of easy and tasty options on our website, today I'm sharing a dish that's totally stress-free, thanks to a little help from our slow cooker. In the morning, all we have to do is combine some chicken breasts, a can of red enchilada sauce, a couple of bouillon cubes, a bit of cumin, and the zest of a lime. Then, you set it on low and let it do its thing. Right before dinner, place a flour tortilla on a cutting board and top it with warmed refried beans and some of the cooked chicken that we shredded and mixed back into our flavor-packed sauce. Now we fold the tortilla envelope style and place it in a baking dish. Repeating this with the remaining tortillas. Once they're all stuffed, we pour the rest of the saucy chicken mixture over them and finish them off with some shredded cheddar cheese. Pop them in the oven just long enough for the cheese to melt, and they're done. This is definitely one of those meals that's perfect for a busy weeknight or on game day. To get the recipe for our slow cooker chicken enchiladas, simply visit our website. Let me tell you, these are amazing. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a stress-free, slow-cooked way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. You're loving them, aren't you?
Well, it's been said cats have 9 lives, but what about extra toes? This is Jinx, a recently adopted cat in Kansas with a congenital physical anomaly known as polydactyly. That means he has extra toes that sometimes look like thumbs. Polydactyly is not uncommon and doesn't cause him any pain. These cats have actually become known as Hemingway cats, referring to the late author's feline fascination. No extra digits around here.
Yeah, I was about to say it's all fun and games until that cat starts picking up a pen and writing down its thoughts. Then we're in a whole different world right now.
There you go.
Outside, it is a little bit warmer right now than where we were yesterday, by around 5 or 10 degrees. And then tomorrow, this map's going to look a lot different. There's going to be a lot of deeper oranges in there because tomorrow we're going to see the 60s returning to the forecast. Temperatures right now in the middle 30s for a lot of us, starting to see some low 40s for a few spots, including Boscobel at about 40 degrees. Wind speeds, that's one thing that's holding us back a little bit here for today. It's helping to warm up the temperatures since it is coming from the south and southeast, but it's pretty strong out there between around 10 and 15 miles per hour. It's not the strongest winds, but it's something that you will notice as you do head out there. Wind chills, not that bad. It does feel like it's in the upper 20s and lower 30s for most of us, so a pretty decent day overall, even though we're not seeing a ton of sunshine out there. But then for tonight, we're going to see some rain showers. Our northernmost communities may pick up on a little bit of some freezing rain, but then come Saturday, a high of 60 degrees. Watch out for those thunderstorms late in the day. Some could be strong.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.